Most people don't know this, but before I ever made $1 in voiceover, before I ever made a dime, I spent 20 years working in nightclubs as a bartender, a manager, a general manager, sometimes feeling like a bouncer, even though I was like way too skinny for that. And honestly, those years taught me more about business and voiceover than any class or book ever could. In this video, I'm going to tell you why. By the way, I'm Jesse Carroll. I've done over 2,000 voiceover commercials, narrated for History and Hulu Channel, and built over $1 million voiceover business. But the real foundation, it was built in the chaos, noise, and hustle of nightclubs. And if you want to know what running a business and booking voiceover gigs really takes, you, my friend, are in the right place. So let's start with the most important lesson. Customer service is everything. In nightclubs, one wrong move and you put a bad taste in someone's mouth. If one person has a good experience, they'll tell 2 people. If they have a bad experience, they'll tell like 50. That can kill your business overnight. I've seen clubs go from packed to empty in a month because the staff started thinking they were too good for the customers. The doormen, the bartenders, the managers, everyone started acting like people were lucky just to be inside. A lot of nightclubs do that. Not the ones I work at. See, that's a terrible attitude, and it's the same in voiceover. When you get to a higher level, you can't start thinking you're too good for anyone. You got to treat everyone with the kindness and respect they deserve, no matter how busy or successful you get. If you bring white glove service to a nightclub, the place just pops off every single night. I've seen it so many times. People can't wait to get in. In voiceover, if you treat every client like they matter, they'll come back again and again and again. And they'll pay a premium for it. Nightclubs teach you all about intensity. They are very intense. I've dealt with everything from gangsters getting into fights to people overdosing to someone sneaking a knife or a gun into the club and you got to disarm them just by using your words. I've assisted ambulances, used Narcan, and sometimes deal with very dangerous individuals. And with all that considered, you learn to stay calm under pressure. You can't freak out. You juggle a million things at once and you never let them see you sweat. You can't. In voiceover, deadlines change. Clients ghost you. Tech fails. Like if you can handle a Saturday night bar rush, you can handle anything this business throws at you. And the intensity isn't just physical in a nightclub. You're dealing with celebrities, sports stars, and people with huge, massive, giant egos. You learn to keep your cool, you keep your boundaries, and you keep your sense of humor, no matter who's in the room. Never let them see you sweat. Same thing in voiceover. It's also very important in nightclubs to know who you want to work with and who you don't. I have worked in a lot of different clubs in a lot of different cities. Some were amazing, some were very toxic. Luckily, most of the clubs I worked at were just fucking amazing and great staff, great management, great owners. But I once had the displeasure of working in a nightclub in Toronto. I won't say which club it is because it doesn't exist anymore. It closed down. Rightfully so, because these owners turned out to be racist. They were ripping off the staff, and I just, it went against my morals. So I walked out. I quit and I left. But I got to tell you though, the staff that worked there, they were great, and they didn't deserve the ownership that was absolutely horrible. Why am I telling you this? Here's the lesson: know who you want to work with and who you don't in voiceover. In voiceover, you don't have to take every client. If someone's a nightmare, or their project goes against your values, or they take you 6 months to pay you, just walk away. There's always another gig. You don't have to deal with it. I once had a booking with a guy. The booking was small. It was on Voice 123. I think it was like $100, and they didn't really say what the usage was and all that. So I auditioned for it, and then I got it, and then they told me it was for like in perpetuity TV and all this kind of stuff. I was like, oh no, thanks. That's way too low. But all the best with it. I'm sure you'll find someone great. And the owner of the marketing agency called me up, started swearing at me and cussing me out, and like, what's your fucking problem, man? You're really screwing us. I'm like, whoa. First of all, you didn't put the usage in the details. Second of all, don't talk to me like that. And this guy was such an asshole. And I looked him up on LinkedIn because I reported him to Voice 123 for swearing and being so very unprofessional. And he had a profile on LinkedIn wearing sunglasses, standing in front of a very cool car. Sunglasses on. He was the Andrew Tate of the LinkedIn world. That's what I was working with. So yeah, I didn't work with him. I don't think he's able to work with anybody on Voice 123 anymore, but it's rare that you run into people like that, pieces of shit like that in voiceover, but it happens and you don't have to work with them. Keep your integrity and your morals and your self-respect and your boundaries. Know who you want to work with. Nightclubs taught me a lot about marketing. Man, did they teach me about marketing. If your club is always busy and people can't get in, they're more likely to pay the higher prices that you have inside there and get bottle service and drop ungodly amounts of money on alcohol you can just get from the store for $20. But it's all marketing, right? Scarcity creates demand. In voiceover, if you're busy and you're booking jobs, you're not going to come across as needy. And people are happy to pay a premium to get you. And you're happy to walk away if they don't. It gives you confidence. It makes you more valuable. And here's the thing. In both nightclubs and VO, you learn how to price yourself. You learn how to create an experience that people are willing to pay more for. That's the goal. Don't just charge more. Give them more than they pay for. Learn how to make your service feel exclusive, even if you're just starting out. I like to think of it as, in nightclubs, they got the VIP experience. People pay more and they go in the VIP and they drop thousands of dollars on a table. Same thing for voiceover. They pay for the VIP experience. They pay to get you into a live directed session and give them that experience. If someone's dropping, $4,000 on your voiceover, say it's got some great usage and it's going to be used for a couple of years or something like that, and they're going to pay you $4,000, give them $4,000 worth of service. You only really have to work for an hour in a live directed session, sometimes just 20 minutes. Give them $4,000 in 20 minutes. I know that we're pricing it for the usage and all that kind of stuff, but keep in mind how much you're getting paid for how much work you're actually doing, and give them that value. Make them feel like they got what they paid for, and you'll always be busy. Another thing nightclubs taught me was to hustle smarter, not harder, and spot the time wasters. In nightclubs, you learn real quick who's worth your time when you're super busy and who's just there to waste it. There's always a guy who acts like a big shot in the nightclub, rolls up with a group, tries to make friends with you at the door, talks a big game about buying bottles, but really just wants to skip the line and impress the girls, not pay for shit, and get free shots. He's not spending a dime. If you waste your night on him, you lose out on the real customers who actually pay and tip. Translation: it's exactly the same in voiceover. Fiverr and low-paying gigs like Upwork are for people who want all your attention, all your service, and they will demand all your service and all your revisions for $5, $10, $20 if you're lucky. You spend all your time and energy on them, and at the end of the day, it doesn't move your business forward, like at all. There is a caveat though. You can get on these sites like Fiverr. I don't know a whole lot about Upwork. I don't waste my time there, but you can price accordingly on Fiverr. You can actually, right now, I've got a gig that's priced more than what most gigs will pay on voices.com. Most of the gigs I get on Fiverr are like at least paying me $500. So you can price accordingly, but most people get on Fiverr and they price super low. Don't be that person. It's not worth your time. Doesn't move your business forward at all. If you want to build a real business, you have to spot the time wasters like low budget jobs on Fiverr and Upwork and focus on the people who value what you do. The clients who pay premium rates, respect your time, and want the extra level of service. Those are the ones who keep your business growing. Don't let the big talkers and bargain hunters drain your energy. Hustle smarter, not harder. And by the way, if you're tracking your numbers, you can see this. I can tell you right now that what do they always say? 20% of your customers pay 80% of your profits. And I don't know if it's as low as 20% in my case, but I can tell you the vast majority of my income at the end of the month comes from jobs that are $500 and up. So lately, I haven't been auditioning for anything less than $500. It's just not worth my time. That's me personally. Once you've built your business, you can make decisions like that. In the beginning, work for a little bit smaller, but not $5, $10, $20 jobs on Fiverr. It's not worth it. Nightclubs also taught me networking without being sleazy. Nightclubs are all about who you know, but it's not about schmoozing. It's about being real. The best connections I ever made were people I genuinely liked. We used to have, and I'll name drop, sure, why not? The club I worked at back home in Vancouver, Jason Momoa used to come in all the time. We had celebrities come in all the time, but Jason stood out because, at the time he was coming into the club, Aquaman was just being released. And people knew him mostly as Khal Drogo. And I think the DC Zack Snyder movie was at that point, and he played Aquaman in that. But his solo movie, Aquaman, that was going to make him a huge star, was just coming out. It wasn't out yet. And he was in Vancouver filming C, and he used to come in to the club. I met him years before when he was filming, what do you call it? Stargate, Stargate Atlantis. But anyway, he came into the club with some other people that I knew and all that. And Yeah, he was just a super genuine guy. And I watched Aquaman come out and him get skyrocketed to superstardom. And he went on Saturday Night Live and hosted it and came back to the club like the next night, told me about it. He was at the Oscars. He told me he was talking like Leonardo DiCaprio and Ben Affleck, whole life. Like he was already like pretty well-known celebrity, but he just went to superstardom overnight. And I watched him not change one bit. He would talk to every single person that would come up and talk to him. He was genuinely excited for all the attention he got, and he would always have time for everybody. I mean, I was a manager at a nightclub, and he was always kind to me. He was always kind to me and treated me like I was one of his buddies. And I thought that was so cool, and that's a lesson that I will always take with me. Networking is just talking to people and treating them with generosity and integrity and kindness, and never lose sight of that. That's how you network in voiceover. Anybody that reaches out to you, get back to them if you can. I know sometimes you guys reach out to me and it's hard for me to get back to some of you these days, but I always try. So if I ever miss an email that you send me, it's better if you send me the messages in the comments. The emails, sometimes they go to my VoiceOver inbox and it gets muddied up with all the clients that reach out to me too. But I always try to get back to you as much as I can. And you should too. As you start elevating your career in voiceover, send the elevator back down. Always have time for people if you can. Be authentic. Help others. Build real relationships. That's how you get referrals, opportunities. I can see why Jason's become such a big star, because he genuinely is excited to talk to anybody. He's always excited for his opportunities. Anytime I see him on a talk show, he walks on like it's the greatest day of his life, So keep that in mind. And sometimes the best opportunities come from the most unexpected places. I've had people I met in the club like years ago reach out for voiceover work because they remembered how I treated them. For real, no joke. They saw on my Instagram that I'm doing voiceover now. Reached out, hey, can you do one for us? Sure, what's your budget? It's not free. Sometimes I'll do. Now, let's talk about showing up consistently. If you're late or unreliable in a nightclub, you are gone. Same in VO. Show up, do the work, be consistent. That's how you build trust and a reputation. Consistency beats talent every time. I am not the most talented, but I am a hard worker and I am consistent. I show up every goddamn day. And it's not just about showing up for the big nights or the big gigs. It's about showing up every day, doing the work, and being someone people can count on, even when you don't feel like doing it. That's the secret. Another thing nightclubs taught me about was dealing with rejection and difficult people. In nightclubs, you get yelled at a lot. You get stiffed on tips, blamed for things you didn't do. You learn to not take it personally at all. In voiceover, you get rejected, you get ignored, and sometimes treated like you just don't matter at all. Shake it off, move on, and keep your sense of humor. Always keep your sense of humor. Sometimes you have to deal with people who just want to make your life difficult in this world. It happens, People can be very difficult to deal with, whether it's, in the nightclub, for instance, whether it's a drunk customer or a difficult client. You learn to set boundaries and stand your ground and just keep your cool and always be respectful, even if they're not. They go low, you go high, as they say. And the one thing I would say in nightclubs and voiceover that's totally the same is it's all about the people. Whether you're slinging drinks or reading scripts, it's about the people. The best business and VO advice I ever got was be someone people want to work with. That's it. That's all you need. If you treat people well, they'll remember you. If you make their experience memorable, they'll come back. And if you build real relationships, you'll never run out of opportunities. Never. And here's something, I didn't totally expect when I was coming up with the concept for this video. Nightclubs were super fun. They were fun because when you are in a nightclub, it's like a club. Everybody hangs out together most of the time, unless it's like a damaged club. Get out of there. But it should be fun, and it should be. When you're not at the club, you all go for dinner together a lot of the time. You hang out. You go to the beach, whatever floats your boat, in whatever city you're in, whatever nightclub you're working at. It's fun. It's like a club because it's a community, and that's the one thing that voiceover, when you get into it, is missing. Voiceover can be very lonely, and that's why I built VoiceOver School. Because community is everything. When you're part of a group, just sharing information, you progress 10 times faster. You learn where people are getting work from, all like the sneaky little ways they're doing it, and you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You get feedback, you get support, and you have a blast doing it. Who wants to do this alone? If you're working in nightclubs alone, I never would have done it. It's way more fun with other people. So, if you want to learn how to build a real business Whether you're coming from nightclubs, retail, or anything else, check out VoiceOver School. We teach you the business, the performance, and the people skills you need to succeed in this business. And if you're interested in VoiceOver and you don't know where to start, check the links below. What are you waiting for? VoiceOver School is getting real results for real students every single day. You're next. All right, guys, that's the end of this one. Drop a comment if you've ever worked in nightclubs or if you've learned business lessons from a weird job. Drop it in the comment below. I want to hear about it. And if you got any value from this, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Don't quit. Don't wait for the perfect time. Just start. See you in the next one.